I'm Nigel Edmondson. I'm the Managing Director of MADE. I'm really sorry I couldn't be with you today. I'm actually taking a group of our MADE companies to a visit in Ireland where we're going to learn about how they manage their manufacturing ecosystem. So maybe next time. MADE was established because we saw there was a big need to invest in the ecosystem in manufacturing in Denmark. I mean, we are a country of 5.5 million people, and we outsourced over 100,000 jobs, and that began to impact heavily on the economy. We could also see that the next generation of researchers and the suppliers were under pressure. And then the larger companies that need the new employees and the latest research couldn't get access to what they needed. So there was a decision from industry and the universities to work together and establish MADE. MADE is an association, as an organisation. It should be looked at as an umbrella where we actually run a number of projects underneath. Within the MADE association, we have many industrial partners. We are over 150 industrial companies today. And then there are the Danish universities working within manufacturing, where there's 5 of those. And then we have 3 RTOs. And then the overall MADE board is industry-led, and the main seats are filled by industrial representatives from the large and small Danish companies. MADE is financed as a non-profit, where we have a public and private partnership put together, where the public money is coming from the Danish Innovation Fund, and then the private financing comes from industry and private funds. MADE is a platform where we have applied research, we have innovation, and that's development and sharing of knowledge, and then we have an educational track. If we look at the applied research track, what we're working with is industrial defined challenges, where we then basically combine researchers from different universities and our RTOs together with SMEs and larger companies, where they share their knowledge and they share their ideas and actually work together to develop solutions that they can apply. And we can do that because we basically have many different niches within our industries. So there's no competitive issues, and we make one single IP agreement across all partners. And that builds a sense of trust and a sense of sharing, and then we work together to develop these solutions. As well as the applied research, we also have an innovation track, which is basically designed to share all of the knowledge that's generated through our research projects. So today we've got over 150 different applied projects running in industry, and then the results of these projects are shared openly across all of Danish industry. So anybody that's interested can attend the different workshops and conferences and meetings. We also, within that track, run a whole series of smaller programs that are designed specifically for SMEs, where we provide SMEs with basically free consultant help to implement robotics, to implement smart industrial products or augmented reality or what they actually need. And then they actually get a startup help to start that journey. In the educational track, we basically have a focus on bringing industry and students together. So this is where we bring in our master students, the bachelor students, and also the technicians from the colleges to actually work on these projects together with the research to solve the issues. Well, because MADE's an industry-led platform and we have all of the big players within MADE investing in the platform, it makes it very attractive for the smaller SMEs to join as well, because they can learn from the larger companies, and some of the larger companies are their customers. And then what we found, by focusing on ensuring we deliver value through our innovation events, through the services that we provide, we actually attract companies without doing any active advertisement to these companies, because they know when they come to a MADE arrangement, they get access to the leading researchers, the leading companies, and the best experience within a specific area. The MADE digital matrix is basically a picture of the different work packages that we have within our research and innovation platforms. And there's currently 9 work packages, and the reason why there's 9, it's actually quite simple. We start with the problems defined by industry, which are the top 3 focus areas, and these are basically been collected through workshops with the industrial partners where they've said, look, these are the challenges and these are the capabilities we need in the future over the next 3 to 6 years. And then once those have been set out, we then work with the researchers and industry to try and develop roadmaps to accomplish each of those capabilities that are required. And then what we've done is taken each of these various areas we need to work on to deliver a capability and broken it down into 3 layers: technology, systems, and end-to-end value chain. Each work package is basically a group from anywhere between 4 up to 16 companies that work together. They share their knowledge, they share their resources, and they define 2 or 3 cases where they're actually going to invest their time together. And this could be large companies in different industries. So we have partners from the windmill, wind turbine industry working with the food industry or the metal industry. And they've all got the same issues. For example, they need to develop flexible assembly systems, so they then combine their resources to basically get more out of it. And then we also have at least 2 universities in a work package working together and 1 or 2 RTOs. And everybody signs one IP agreement, so they're all safe in sharing their knowledge and there's no competition issues. And this is where the magic in MADE actually happens, because it's through the sharing and the open collaboration that we have in MADE we see the innovation really starting, and it's much better than a one-to-one relationship between a university and a single company. The main benefits to a systematic approach to digitalization, where you bring all of the key players together and then work together to solve the primary problems, is that you don't waste resources and that you can help those that don't have access to those resources and that experience. We see that a lot of SMEs are often challenged because they don't have the resources internally, and by putting a platform together where they can access a network, access resources, it gives them a chance to actually develop this capability and compete in the European community. If you're an SME without many resources, I think some of the first things you can do is plug yourself into your local network, as we offer our companies within Denmark. Try and find the providers of this knowledge locally and get together where you can share knowledge and experience. And then the very first step with actually looking at your own company would be to say, well, do I actually have control of the basic processes? Is it clear what the flows are in the company, what the customer wants, and where my cost points are in my company and in my supply chain? So do you have a lot of handling of components? Do you have a lot of assembly? That would typically be where you would start, and then it could be maybe you go for robotics, or it could be that you look at your supply chain, or it could be you look at your product design. That would be defined basically by a walk through your flow and finding out where the costs and the pain points are. Now, I don't know Slovenians' situation in terms of how you're organised and what the culture is, but what we've found that's been very valuable is to ensure that you have industrial-led platforms where there's a focus on applying research and innovation in industry, and then developing a structure to do that. So what we found very useful was that we started first by bringing in an industry-led board and then a team together that worked with the universities and brought all of the partners together to define a platform which brings value for all partners. And that will be my recommendation for anybody else, would be a similar approach depending on the culture and the organisation of the universities and industry locally. I think the biggest achievement we've seen in Denmark is we've actually strengthened and created a very, very strong manufacturing ecosystem where the companies work together and the universities work together, and the competition that we've traditionally seen between some of the different partners has gone away, because there's now a focus of bringing the nation together and working on one joint platform.